What's going on YouTube world? Austin Zaback here with another YouTube video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the top 4 apps that you should be using for investing in 2020. I feel like I get asked all the time, Austin, what are the best apps that I should be using for investing my money in 2020? What apps are more convenient? What apps are better? Which ones are trusted? Which ones are not trusted? And what ones do you use, Austin, to invest your own money, whether that be into the stock market, into real estate, or whatever it is? What do you use to invest? And we're gonna break it all down right here. So obviously, as you know, there are a million different applications out there where you can invest your money, okay? You've seen every stock market video, every real estate video. You've probably watched everybody on the platform of YouTube. I feel like right now, especially with everything going on in the world, everybody and their mom is preaching something on the platform of YouTube. So I hope that I stand out from the crowd and that I'm a little bit different. And I really did a ton of research to make this video. These are truly the top 4 applications that I personally believe that are a great way to invest in 2020, okay? So go ahead and sit back, relax, smash the like button, as it really does help me out with the YouTube algorithm, and we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. So maybe you're a brand new investor, okay, and you really don't know where to start. This video is gonna be for you. Maybe you're an investor kind of right in the middle, and you've tried a couple of different applications before, but they weren't the best, okay? We're just gonna dive right into the best 4. There are so many apps out there, right? I'm just like you, and they have hidden fees, they have loopholes, they have all these different things that nobody ever talks about. All of a sudden you end up getting screwed, or you can't take out your money because it isn't liquid, and you signed something without realizing when you downloaded the app, or whatever the case is. So the 4 that I chose are very straightforward. So the first choice, okay, my first and my top most favorite application in 2020 is the Robinhood app, okay? Now I love the Robinhood app. There's been a lot of controversy on the Robinhood app, okay? So I still love it at the end of the day, and I really believe that it is a phenomenal app. Now, I have made other videos about the Robinhood app and millennials and kind of everything going on right now, talking about just some different random things, okay? So definitely, if you haven't already, definitely go check out those videos. And I'm gonna be making a lot more videos, okay? Talking about how millennials right now are making more than institutional investors, especially with all the millennials sitting at home on their couch with everything going on in the world. Look, I get it, okay? It's kind of a crazy world we live in. I mean, you see millennials that literally don't know what they're doing, taking applications like Robinhood, investing into companies like Hertz, and they're making a lot of money, okay? They're literally announcing that they're going bankrupt, and for whatever crazy reason, millennials happen to get, I'm just gonna call it, okay, for the sake of this video. You're gonna probably drop a mean comment down below, but I'm gonna call it lucky, okay? Millennials are buying up stocks of a cruise industry and the airline industry and all these things. And look, I'll just save all of that for another video, because this video is about the best applications. And although there's controversy with Robinhood, I do believe that it is truly a phenomenal application. This app actually advertises that they have what they call free trading, okay? Now, they do make money through other avenues, and that is something that there's a lot of videos on, and I've personally made a couple of other videos on, but at least initially, up front, it is actually technically free trading, okay? There are other ways that they make money, but for the purpose of this video, let's just say that Robinhood has free trading. And another bonus is that there is no minimum. And a lot of other brokerage accounts, a lot of other applications that we're gonna talk about, there's a minimum, right? There's a minimum dollar amount required to actually invest. So if you're kind of new to the stock market, you're new to investing in general, you're new to downloading a random application and transferring money from your bank to go ahead and invest it, then definitely, I would say take it easy, slow down, make sure you do your research, and of course, make sure that you smash the like button. So look, with Robinhood, you're able to buy and sell and trade stocks. You're able to buy, sell, and trade Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. You're also able to invest into ETFs, okay? And I've made a lot of other videos on ETFs. And look, at the end of the day with Robinhood, you're able to have a lot of flexibility with what you invest in. So it's kind of an application where you can have one application on your phone. You don't need a bunch of other applications, although we're gonna talk about those in just a minute. but you're able to do quite a bit with just one single application, okay? It doesn't cost you any money to have the application. Again, there's no minimum. So in my opinion, I think it is a phenomenal app, okay? I think that it's truly a pretty good company. And I think if you do your research on it, aside from all of the critics out there, which again, they're not perfect, and I've made videos talking about the things that Robinhood needs to work on, but overall, I think it is a truly great application. And one of the things with Robinhood, which is one of the reasons that they've gotten kind of a lot of criticism, okay, is that they have a really sleek, smooth, easy to use kind of interface. And again, there's kind of a pro and a con to that, right? Because all of a sudden, you can kind of look at your Robinhood app and it can all of a sudden look like, I don't know, like you're swiping on Tinder, maybe you're swiping on Bumble, right? At the end of the day, it ends up looking sexy. And again, they've gotten a lot of criticism for that, okay? So take it with a grain of salt, but at the end of the day, having a smooth, kind of sleek, easy to use design, in my opinion, is a pro. Now again, don't be mistaken, they've gotten a lot of criticism. So it's also pretty easy to use, okay? I kind of talked about it a second ago, but look, you can pretty much transfer money from your bank account. You can link your bank account. It doesn't take very long. And, you get your funds right from your account right into the app, and you can go ahead and buy or sell or do whatever inside of the app within a matter of a pretty short period of time. Another really cool thing about the Robinhood app is that there's all of these different things that you can do on it, okay? You can actually look at what different people are saying on the app, what different analysts are saying about a particular stock, and you can also even look at different news, actual reports, or we'll call them publications, or whatever you want to call them, different articles for any given day about a particular stock or about the market in general, all from inside the app itself. So it makes it really convenient, right? It's all in one place. And again, you can just essentially do everything without having to have a ton of different applications on your phone, which again, we're gonna dive into some different ones anyways. Another really great benefit of this particular application is that they just introduced fractional shares. So you can actually buy a fraction of a stock if you couldn't afford. I know Tesla just did a split and you've probably seen 1,000 videos on it, but if you couldn't afford to buy Tesla at $2,200 and whatever dollars, you can buy a fraction of a share, right? Rather than an entire share. So you can build your portfolio. If you're kind of a newer investor, you don't have as much money, it is a little bit easier to build your portfolio, okay? A lot of different brokerage accounts don't allow you to buy a fraction of a share. So definitely just keep that in mind. If you're looking for a stock app, I think Robinhood might be the app for you. And look, investors have been, kind of concerned about the security of the app or the website, and they did do a lot of updating apparently to their security and everything like that. So again, just take into consideration that with any app, with any brokerage account, with anything, right, there are pros and there are cons. The second application that I would recommend for any investor, okay, in 2020 is the application called Acorns. And I think Acorns is a phenomenal application that I actually use personally on a day-to-day basis. The thing with Acorns, the main drawback that I'm going to point out right away, is that there actually is a fee associated with using the app. But again, if you have a decent amount of money and you're using the application the right way, then the fee's not really that big of a deal, because it really is just so small that you're not really gonna notice it at the end of the day. Again, if you're using the app the right way and it's benefiting your life. The fee, I think, is like $1 to $5 a month, which again, as long as you're using it the right way and you're making more than that, it really isn't that big of a deal, okay? So just kind of remember though, if you're not really using it that much, or you're not really using it the way that it was designed to be used, then $1 to $5 a month can definitely eat into your profit. So what this application essentially does is it takes a portion of your change, okay? Well, let's just say I go and I buy a Chipotle burrito. My Chipotle burrito is $7.60, okay? The application will take the other 40 cents, so it'll round up, and it'll invest that on my behalf. So that way, you have all this change, okay? And at the end of the day, it can be a pain in the butt anyways. You're doing accounting, you're working with your accountant or your tax person, and you've got change and everything like that. So for me, it ends up working out really well, because anytime I slide my card, it just takes the difference, it rounds up, and it'll actually invest that for me. Another pretty big bonus with Acorns, they'll actually give you cash back with a lot of really big retailers, okay? So definitely look into the long list of retailers that they give you a really big cash back rewards on. and see if maybe it is a good fit for you. Another really cool thing about the app is that they actually offer a lot of educational value on what it is that you're investing in, and they actually try to provide a bunch of wisdom and a bunch of knowledge so that you can expand kind of your investing, just wisdom and knowledge in general. Acorns does have a $5 minimum to start investing, but $0 to go ahead and open an account. So if you're curious, just go ahead and open an account and just, I don't know, play around with it and see if maybe it is something that you're interested in. If not, then just delete the app and pretend you never had it. This app, in my opinion, is an amazing app for people who aren't really that good at saving and are pretty dang good at spending, okay? So, AKA like every millennial from what I can tell. If you're out there blowing money every day like a lot of people are, okay, and it's rounding up every time you do so, I mean, by the end of the year, you could probably have a good chunk of money actually invested. And of course, alongside of all of the roundups that Acorns does on your behalf, you can also invest manually as well, which is always nice. And the reason Acorns isn't my top one, okay, the reason Robinhood beats Acorns, in my honest opinion, is I don't want to pay the fee, okay? I'm kind of cheap at the end of the day. There's been a time in my life where I've blown a lot of money, and I learned the hard way, really financial literacy and understanding, to save money, right? To invest money and to do the right thing. But at the end of the day, I don't think the fee is very bad. It's just why it is my number 2 and not my number 1. And that, at the end of the day, is why there are so many different applications out there. There's a different one for everybody, and depending on your investment needs will depend on what one works best for you. The reality is, you're not gonna go download every app, okay? You're probably not even gonna download every app that I'm talking about here today, and I'm not even getting paid if you do, so I don't really care either way, but I do like making videos where I inform and I try to help in any way that I can. So moving right along to the third app, and that app is the M1 Finance app, okay? And there's been a lot of people on the platform of YouTube and other platforms that have talked about this one and that like it very, very much. I've personally used it a little bit, not a ton, but enough to make a video on it. Very similar to Robinhood and Acorns, they just run their investments a little bit differently. The nice thing about M1 is that they really manage the flow of your investments, okay? Which I talked about actually in my last video, so if you haven't watched that, definitely smash the like button before you leave and then go check out my last video. But this particular app actually does not manage what you're investing your money in. The M1 app actually runs all of its investments through what they call pies. And I'm not talking about the kind of pie that you eat. Pretty much how it works, when you sign up, you create your account with the M1 Finance app, they basically give you a pie. And the pie is essentially a group of investments that they believe to be beneficial for you, okay? At the end of the day, I pretty much think it's just an algorithm based on how you answer the questions or whatever, but they essentially have a recommendation for you, and that is what they call a pie. And your pie will be color coordinated with each of your investments in your portfolio. And once you pick your pie of what you believe to be most beneficial, then they'll go ahead and set everything up for you, okay? All of the different investments in your portfolio. Your pie is kind of your base, okay? It is your base investment kind of portfolio, kind of strategy. It isn't the end all be all, and you can definitely change it up. But at the end of the day, I think it's actually kind of a cool thing, right? And I see a lot of other YouTubers talking about it. And it took me a little while to get on the application myself, but I do actually like the application. And again, it isn't my number 1 pick, but I really do like the application overall. Moving right along to my 4th favorite app, and that is actually Fundrise, and it is a newer one that I just started trying out. I have about $3,500 so far invested into the app. And at the end of the day, I haven't been doing it for very long, but I've done a lot of research and I've also made a couple of other videos on Fundrise. I do believe that it is a phenomenal way if you're looking into getting into the world of real estate investing, but you don't really want to go out and buy a property of your own yet, or maybe you can't afford to do so, or you don't have good credit or whatever. I think it is a really good way to kind of receive the benefits of investing into real estate without actually having to do it. What I love about Fundrise is it is an online kind of crowdfunding platform. The minimum is only $500, which actually makes it available to the majority of people, okay, I would say. You do not have to be an accredited investor, and I really just believe that it is truly a great app, okay? Again, I haven't been using it forever, but I think over time, I'll even like it more than I do right now. Pretty much the main investments on the platform of Fundrise are real estate investment trusts, okay, aka like REITs. but there's a bunch of different ones. It's kind of an interesting thing that they do on the platform of Fundrise. I've actually never really seen it before exactly the way that they've done it, but they do a pretty dang good job of it. So a lot of their investments are actually income producing. They're not always just going in and fixing and flipping real estate, right? Because that's just kind of a cash flow, but you have to be working, right, in order for the cash to keep coming in. So I do like Fundrise from that aspect, but also when you look at the platform of Fundrise, you can see kind of a breakdown of your investments. So I'm looking at my personal Fundrise account right now, and it is actually showing me kind of my debt to equity, how many active properties I have, and really giving me a breakdown, which I really, really love. You can actually look at like the snapshot of your portfolio on day one, and you can look at everything, right? You can actually look at the different projects, you can read about them. You can't choose them, okay? But they'll actually show you kind of what ones are in your portfolio and what it is that they're working on. The main downside to the application Fundrise is that it isn't very liquid, okay? So that's kind of real estate in general, and I would just say that, you know, if you're looking to invest into real estate, typically your money isn't very liquid, right? You can't just sell a stock. It's not like selling a stock, right? Typically, you know, if you were to own a rental property, right, and you decided one random morning that you wanted to sell the rental property, well, you got to call a real estate agent, right? And you've got to list it on the market, and you have to wait for a buyer to make you an offer. You have to get it under contract. You have to wait for the inspection period. You have to fix any repairs that they're asking for. And then you typically have to wait like another 30 to 45 days for the property to actually close escrow, and then wait for the title company to pay you, and it's an entire process, right? It isn't a very liquid investment. The same thing obviously applies with Fundrise, right? With a crowdfunding kind of platform, as it pertains to real estate, it isn't extremely liquid, okay? So if you want like really, really liquid investments, then definitely probably stay away from like the real estate industry in its entirety, at least obviously in the very beginning. But again, I think it is truly an amazing, amazing platform. And I do think that diversification is very big, right? If you're a brand new investor, you know, you don't want all of your money in one location, right? Even me, I'm a real estate investor. I buy real estate in real life as rental properties. We fix and flip real estate. And I'm also a real estate agent. But at the end of the day, you know, I wanted to kind of look at Fundrise, and I threw a little bit of money into it to see what would happen. And, you know, I'm going to play with that over time, and I'm going to see where it goes, right? Because even me, I still want to diversify even more, right? I don't ever want to just have all my money in one basket, right? You've probably heard growing up, you know, don't put all of your eggs in one basket, okay? So at the end of the day, I would encourage you to definitely diversify. Well, there you have it, YouTube world. My name is Austin Zaback. Again, I really appreciate you for watching today's video. I hope you're enjoying the new set, okay? You know, I'm actually here in my office, and I'm able to make videos, and hopefully I'm able to make a lot more videos talking about, you know, saving your money, investing your money, the stock market, real estate, okay? Investing, obviously, whether that be, you know, being a real estate agent, or investing as a wholesaler or a fix and flipper, or you know, you want to own some rental properties, or you want a house hack, or whatever the case is. You know, I love making videos where I'm able to teach, coach, and train. It's truly my passion. So I would really appreciate it if you would just take a moment and smash the like button. It really does actually help me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. And I got a couple of links in the description below. Definitely go check those out if you're interested in any of them. If not, no worries, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.